Hi everyone, my name is Adriana, and today I will be talking about the importance of bee in agriculture. When most people think about bees, they usually think about honey, but bees actually play a much bigger role than that. They are essential to our food system and to the success of agriculture. In this presentation, I explain why bees do, why pollination is important, how agriculture depends on bees, the threat they face, and how we can help protect them. First line. What do bees do? I'm sorry. Bees are considered one of the most important pollinators in agriculture as they move from flower to flower collecting nectar and pollen for food. They transfer pollen between plants. This process allows plants to reproduce and produce fruits, vegetables, and seeds. Without bees, many crops would not grow properly or might not grow at all. Bees are especially effective pollinators because their bodies are covered in tiny hairs that trap pollen. They also visit many plants in one trip, making them very efficient. So even though they're small insects, they have a huge impact in our agriculture. What is pollination and why is it important? Pollination is the process where pollen from the male part of a flower is transferred to the female part. This allows fertilization to happen, and once fertilized, the plant can produce fruits and seeds. Without pollination, plants would not be able to reproduce properly. In agriculture, pollination leads to larger crops, better quality fruits, and higher yields for farmers. That means farmers can grow more fruit from the same amount of land. Pollination directly affects food production, which is why bees are so important to agriculture. Crops that depends on bees. Many major crops depend on bee pollination. Some examples include apples, almonds, blueberries, cucumbers, squash, pumpkin, and strawberries. It's estimated about one-third of the food humans eat depends on pollinators like bees. That means every third bite of food we eat is connected to pollination. For example, almond production relies almost entirely on honeybee pollination. Without bees, almond use would significantly decrease. I'm sorry. This shows how deeply connected agriculture is to the bee population. The importance to farmers and the economy. Bees don't just help plants grow, they also support farmers financially. When crops are properly pollinated, they grow more evenly and produce better quality fruits. This increases crop production and improves food quality. In the United States alone, bee pollination contributes billions of dollars each year to agriculture. That money supports farmers, workers, and the entire food supply chain. Without bees, farmers would have to use artificial pollination methods which are expensive and less effective. This would increase food prices for consumers. So bees play both a biological and economic role in agriculture. Some of the threat that bees faces, unfortunately, bee population are declining due to several major threats. One of the biggest threats is pesticide use. Certain chemicals can harm bees directly or affect their ability to navigate and return to the hives. Habitat loss is another issue. As land is developed or used for large-scale farming, flowering plants that bees rely on disappear. Climate change also disrupts blooming season, which can affect the timing between flowers and bee activities. In addition, parasites such as varroa mites and other diseases weaken bee colonies. All of these threats combined make it harder for bees to survive and continue pollination crops. How agriculture can help protect bees. The good news is agriculture can also help protect bees. Farmers can plant pollinator-friendly crops and wildflower strips to provide bees with food sources. Reducing pesticide use or switching to safer alternatives can also protect bees' health. Supporting sustainable farming practices creates a balance between crop production and environmental protection. Protecting bees helps ensure long-term food production and agricultural stability. Protecting bees isn't just about saving insects. It's about protecting our food system and future food security. In conclusion, bees are essential to agriculture. They support pollination, increase crop yields, improve food quality, and contribute billions of dollars to the agricultural economy. Without bees, many of the foods we rely on would decline, and farming will become more difficult and expensive. Protecting bees means protecting agriculture, farmers, and future generations. Thank you so much for listening, and have a good night or have a good day.